The bride's night. Bride, eh? Alright. I'm intrigued. Where are we going from where we left off? I'm still not recovered. It's about time to head back. I can't believe there was an actual dinner. I was convinced throughout that entire thing. It was just a made-up scenario, but apparently. Fine. Nohl's foreign negotiations seem to be going well. It's been a while since the last time, but it seems that an emissary came from another country. A banquet will be held this time as well, and he ordered me to accompany him again as his wife. The dress he said to wear is probably around here somewhere. Upon being ordered to accompany him to the banquet this morning, he also specified a dress for me to wear. I opened a drawer, remembering where Nohl had put things. I wonder if it was this drawer. There was a piece of cloth in the open drawer. What is this? I thought it wasn't good to touch it without permission, but my curiosity got the better of me and I reached out. Opening it up, it looked like a wrap cloth to be worn around the head. Like, the masked hero, perhaps? Speaking of which, that masked man also wore this wrap cloth. ... No, it was just like this. Or rather, this is it. The hand holding the wrap cloth quivered. Why? At that time, I was worthless to Nohl. There was no prospect at all of being able to establish negotiations with the minister. Despite that, why did he help me? And the most mysterious thing now is, why am I feeling happy now? I can't understand it, can't accept it. Why I am so happy knowing that it was Nohl who helped me. Maybe Nohl finds more value in me than I had been led to believe. Mayhaps. Then, taking that into consideration, the repeated kisses every day, the actions on the bed, I come to think that all of them have meaning. Yes, perhaps. I get the illusion that there are feelings there. Ah. Illusion? Is it really an illusion? Until now, I'd believed that Nohl only thought of me as a plaything, so I never even considered the presence of love. But if that feeling is there... Come on, nah. Come on, girl, admit it. Yeah, there we go. If it's there, then... Immediately, a hot feeling spread throughout my chest. Overly excited, I dropped the wrap cloth in my hand and picked it up in a hurry. What is this feeling? Just thinking that Nohl might like me, why does it make me feel so... As the words approached my lips, I heard gentle footsteps approaching from behind the door. I quickly put the wrap cloth back into the drawer. Haven't you changed clothes yet? Sorry. Toya asked me to do something, and that took a little bit of time. In fact, in addition to helping Nohl out with his work lately, my time has also been taken in helping out with requests from Toya. That's true. However, what confuses me is the wrap cloth I just saw, which won't get out of my head. You do seem to enjoy the work from Lord Toya. That's not quite... I'm glad he didn't suspect anything regarding the wrap cloth, but it seems that something else was bugging him. Not just this time, but lately Nohl gets into a bad mood when I mention Toya by name, 'cause he'd be jealous. Even if he smiles on the surface, I can immediately tell there's a change in the mood. It's about time for the banquet, isn't it? Don't you have to start getting ready? I spoke quickly, and Nohl slightly shrugged his shoulders. There is no need for me to dress up. So should I tie up my hair to hide its short length? It doesn't matter. The other person this time around doesn't care about such trivial matters. Actually, it's better to dress with discretion. I exhale as the conversation heads in a different direction. Feeling relieved, I looked for the dress again when it was presented to me.
Here.
Oh, thanks. Apparently it was in the box next to the closet I had been looking in. I took the costume while cursing my stupidity.
Well, let's do your makeup.
The moment Nohl picked up the blush, I remembered the previous memory more vividly than the blush. As I recall it, the heat rises from the depths of my body. He squinted his lake-colored eyes, in which my limbs were reflected, making me feel uneasy.
I wasn't going to do anything today, but I have no choice but to respond to expectation.
Eh? Speaking of, Nohl took my clothes off a little forcibly. My skin, suddenly exposed to the outside air, trembled from shame and the cold.
Ah! Sit down on the bed. That is an order.
I knew without being told that Nohl had no intentions of taking it back. I could only obey him and go mad on the bed. But why is Nohl... No matter how much I may writhe, I don't think my veil of virginity will be broken. These repeated strange acts have paralyzed my senses. It's as if I myself was longing for Nohl's heat.
Quickly.
Understood. I sat on the bed while holding my breath. Even the creaky sound of the wooden frame sounded like a lecherous whisper, and I couldn't stand it. Gotta oil up that bed. I'm amazed at the heat in the breath I unknowingly spilled out. I wonder how he's going to trace me with his palms and eyes again. Just imagining it caused my body temperature to keep rising.
Oh, that's no good. Unfortunately, we don't have time today, so let's save that for later.
He turned around, not looking at me and my heaving chest. Huh? I was stuck there in disappointment. Are you relieved? Are you? This brat. The areas of my skin that were lightly touched were in agony. For a moment, I was about to reach towards Nohl's back because of that pain, and I squeezed my fingertips. I'll hurry up and get changed. I was especially aware of the coldness of my dress against my burning body, and I wanted to cry out intensely. Oh boy, things are approaching a I was gonna say climax, but that's a poor choice of words. Or is it? You know what I mean, though. It's leading. Things are leading to a point. Alright, anyway, emissaries here.
Oh, I see. As expected, Lord Nohl's wisdom is unmatched. Ah, that is saying too much.
Today's business negotiations seem to be very important, and Nohl is talking about a specific story about inviting women. Talking about such a serious issue, I figured he would have no time for mischief, and started to feel relieved. When? Suddenly I felt Nohl's palm placed upon my thigh as it crawled upwards. Dude, you play with fire! Just as I had relaxed myself, my body reacted strongly. I barely managed to suppress my voice, but the emissary sitting opposite me tilted his head.
Is there something the matter?
No. My body, once excited by expectations, now reacts easily to even slight stimulus. I pursed my lips to endure it, and the mischievous fingertips went even further. I'm enduring it, as tears well up in the corner of my eye. As the emissary enters my field of view, I'm entangled in a strangely hot gaze. I feel like my burning skin is being stared at. When that licking-like gaze went down to my chest, Nohl's fingers finally came off.
I can't help but to be envious of your beautiful wife. You flatter me. I would be happy if your wife would cooperate in facilitating our relationship in the future.
Huh? Just as I thought I could sigh in relief, I'm pulled back to reality by the sudden nomination. Judging by the tone in which he said it, I'm guessing cooperation means a nighttime relationship. That gives me bad vibes. Bad news bears for, like, a potential bad ending that could happen here if we're not, like, close enough to Nohl. Might be like, yeah, sure. I'm like, I'm a little worried now. What should I do? Hurriedly looking at Nohl next to me, he had a big smile on his face.
My apologies. In regards to that, I shall make arrangements to send someone else. I see, so that is what you like.
Ah, I will be looking forward to that. However, unfortunately, we shall have to save that proposal for this time.
I don't know if it's slavery or prostitution, but I furrow my brow at this blatant way he uses women. I think he protected me. I grumbled internally, tucking those words away in the recesses of my mind. I remembered that wrap cloth, proof that Nohl had protected me. Maybe he knew in advance that I might be asked to do such things. That's why he said to dress with discretion. He'd be put out if I was requested. Ah, that does make sense. I really am crazy. Even though he had just been teasing me, I noticed him protecting me, sending my heart aflutter. If he's going to protect me, then he doesn't need to be so mischievous in the first place. These oddities are so childlike. I look at him while complaining inwardly. Nohl wore a beautiful, smiling mask as usual, but suddenly, I felt a slight sense of discomfort. The smile that Nohl once showed when he left together with Toya. I felt the same kind of strangeness. Nohl didn't touch me again until after the banquet had concluded. Alright, well, I guess the banquet's concluded, so thanks for that spoiler, Naala. After the banquet, I returned to our room and sighed. Ultimately, he only touched me once, but I felt tired, being constantly on guard, not knowing when he would touch me again. Okay. I sat on the bed and stretched very loudly out my body muscles. While doing so, I recalled tonight's banquet. Nohl, who had smiled from beginning to end, seemed to be in a good mood. Although I felt something strange, it must have ended in a way that was convincing for Nohl. His smile when he stood up from his chair was almost too refreshing. Yeah, too refreshing. Remembering it made me feel chilly for some reason. I wondered if maybe I was just too tired and had caught a cold. I smiled wryly and turned to Nohl. I wanted to sleep early tonight and rejuvenate myself mentally and physically. Nohl, I'm gonna go to bed. My mouth froze when I tried to say that I'd go to bed first. He had an expressionless look on his face, which was the exact opposite of that too refreshing smile. His eyes are a little muted, too. Nohl, sitting on a chair beside the bed, crossed his legs and just stared at me. A face that I couldn't tell at all what he was thinking felt chilly. No. From his gaze, I knew there was an underside to what I thought was his chilly gaze. Hotly entwined, I felt it relentlessly licking my body. I got goosebumps, feeling different from the chills. Nohl? I tilted my head awkwardly and asked with reluctance. However, there was no response at all as Nohl kept staring at me silently. He's not angry, is he? I can't stand the heavy feeling of this silence and spoke while praying that he'd say something. Did I do something wrong? I courageously took the first step, but Nohl, quickly rejecting that, rose at a speed making it difficult to approach. Hey, if you don't say anything, then I can't understand.
Yes, you don't understand. You don't understand my feelings.
The voice that knocked down my words made me feel desperate. I'm not sure what I did to incur his wrath, but Nohl was unexpectedly showing emotion. Why can't you tell me? If you explain, I might understand.
There's no way you can understand the emotions that I can barely keep in check.
Huh? Nohl, who is more rational and wise than anyone, said, "can barely keep in check." For some reason, this felt like a more shocking confession than anything else I'd ever heard. Why is that? Upon asking, he removed his relentless gaze from me. Just like that, Nohl turned his back to me. Wait, no! Stunned by Nohl and his attitude as if running away, I regained myself with the sound of the door closing. I rushed to the door and chased after him quickly. Get him, girl. Ooh. What is this place? What a lovely fountain. Wait, no! I managed to catch up with him in the courtyard and called out to him while breathing heavily. Nohl, who finally stopped, stared at the surface of the fountain while keeping his back turned towards me.
You really are stupid. Didn't you know that if you chased after me, you wouldn't be able to go back?
He's clearly different from his usual self, and I felt that if I tried to dig too deeply, I would be stepping into the depths of Nohl's heart that he didn't want me getting into. If I ignore it and wait for tomorrow, Nohl might return to his usual condition. Still, what makes me want to get involved now? As I asked myself why in my chest, a voice from my head said, "You know why. You can't fool me." Even so, as I tried to deny it, words to push me aside were thrown my way.
Go back to the room. I don't want to look at your face right now.
Why? A long sigh is the answer to my question. Though the voice I heard was continuously dispassionate, I felt some passion somewhere in there.
I can no longer be satisfied by just looking at you. With my body, I want to take all of your womanhood.
My entire body trembled. I was confused as to why, and I realized too late that I was delighted. The fact that Nohl wants me with all of his body has shaken my spirits. I feel like I can't breathe, and my eyes are hot. I could still see Nohl's back in my teary view, which was terribly painful. I miss the gaze that pierces through to my heart. I just want to scream, "Look at me." Ah, I see. I'm in love with Nohl. Hey, she figured it out. Good job, girl. I'm glad you guys are kind of on the same page at around the same time. Maybe that can mean good things for you. That gaze, piercing through to my soul every day, has dragged me into romance. The moment I realized it, I was full of love, as if the dam that had been holding it back broke. Nohl, look at me.
Did you not hear me? That was not concern for you, it was a warning. You have entered my heart more than I expected. I had no intentions of things going this far.
Warning?
Yes, a warning. The moment I have you, my priorities will change. It will be the beginning of a tragedy for you.
Why have you decided so?
I know my own nature well.
This isn't like you. You've always done whatever you wanted.
Now I have multiple desires in my heart, which puts me in a very annoying place.
For example? I prepared myself with each step forward. When I stood next to him, those eyes, like staring at the surface of water, slowly turned towards me. The moment our eyes met, I felt like I was stabbed in my heart.
For example?
His outstretched hand touched my shoulder, ran down my back, and went to my waist. The silence for these next few seconds was most likely my last chance for escape. Inhaling deeply to indicate that I had no intentions of running away, His eyes that soaked in the moonlight narrowed mysteriously.
For example, I could restrain you, order you to only look at me, and make you love me.
He pulled me in tight, wrapping me up with his long arms. My body, whose center of gravity tilted and became unstable, was held and guided onto Nohl's knees as he sat on the edge of the fountain. Whoa! Alright, we get to see her in, like, that dress. Dang. I like the little hint of blue to indicate, like, she belongs to the blue guy. That's cute. And evening, gloves as well. Fancy. I didn't realize it was so fancy in this place. Sorry, I'm totally distracted by the outfit. I know there's, like, intense passion happening here, but I'm just like, oh, I like the outfit. Ooh, good answer. I'm like, I hope she says, I've already fallen, though, so you don't have to make me. What if that happened before you ordered me to do so?
In that case, I'd have to punish you.
If that's what you want, then why do you have to punish me?
Because you would have robbed me of the pleasure of ordering you. As your punishment, you will accept me tonight.
You're ordering me anyway. We whispered at a distance where our lips could touch easily. I felt a certain warmth in the eyes I was reflected in and was filled with happiness.
How good would it be if I were the only one who could see you like this? If that weren't possible, then I'd rather you leave me as quickly as possible. But if you did, I'd go crazy.
You want to possess me?
I wonder. It might be something more wicked.
Nohl's sigh warms my lips, vexing me. I entreated him with my eyes to steal a kiss from me, but Nohl tilted his head, not rushing things.
Do not worry. I shall pay you enough attention later that you will become bored with me.
If I did, you'd get upset.
I would not get upset. I would just give you a minor punishment.
I thought that this was just playful lovers talk, but before I'd fall asleep, I'd come to learn various things.